we're going to be using the same architecture that we've been using this entire lesson that encompasses MDS 9216 plus a Nexus 5548. And we're going to go through some different verification procedures on the individual switch in order to make sure that everything is working properly. We've already gone through a lot of these individually in the lessons themselves, but we're going to put them all together and take a look at everything. The first thing we want to take a look at is our show Floggy database. We're then going to take a look at our FCNS database. We're going to take a look at our vSANs, our individual interfaces, the interfaces that are running in trunking mode, as well as which zones and zone sets are active in our configuration, and then finally the different information that we can see in our running configuration. So let's go take a look at the switch. Here we have our 9216i. And the first thing I want to do is see what devices are logged into my switch. So I'm going to take a look at my show Floggy database. These are the Fabric logins that are happening on the individual ports. I may see one per port, and I may see multiple logins per port if I'm using functionality like NPV. Here I can see that I do have devices logged into vSAN 2000 and 2011. If I want to see more information on these devices, or if I want to see other devices that may be logged in on other switches that are participating in these vSANs, I would type show FCNS database. Once again, I can get even more information from my show FCNS database if I add the detail command, but this breaks it up very nicely into individual vSANs, like vSAN 2000 or vSAN 2001 or vSAN 2011. I can also see my individual vSANs by doing a show vSAN. So here I can see all the information for all the vSANs that I have on my switch, as well as I can see which ports are members of which vSANs by saying show vSAN membership. Now I can see which ports are unconfigured or still in vSAN 1 and which ports are configured to be in different vSANs. Finally, I might want to see the individual interface configuration, and in this case I want to check out my show interface FC1/13. I can see that this port is up and running, and I can see that it's running in a E mode or expansion mode, as well as trunking is turned on. I can see which vSANs are allowed on this trunk port, whether it's one or many, and I can also see which ones are up and which ones are isolated. If they're isolated, it usually means that I have a vSAN that's configured on one switch but not the other, so there's a mismatch somewhere. I also might see different vSANs that are still initializing on that link. If I want to see which ports are participating in trunking for a particular vSAN, I might type show interface trunk vSAN 2000. And in this case, I can see that I only have one port that's trunking that vSAN, and it's up and running. Now, if I want to take a look at my zone set, or my zones, I would say show zone. Now here I can see all of my zones that I have configured. If I want to see which ones are active, I would say show zone active. These are the ones that are applied and running on the Fabric right now. Also, if I want to see which zones are members of which zone sets, I would say show zone set active. This way I can see the zone sets that are applied to my network under the individual vSANs that they are running. Finally, I can always do my show running config and show startup config to see different configurations such as my vSANs or my zoning information. So there are a lot of great commands to check out what's going on with your switches and to verify information that's locally significant as well as information that's running across your fabric. I hope these lessons have been beneficial and that you have a lot of fun exploring fiber channel networks.